Kami bangga. Sudah 4 dasawarsa UT hadirkan pendidikan berkualitas tanpa batas.
UT selalu berfokus ke masa depan dengan tetap berpijak pada nilai-nilai dan budaya adiluhung Nusantara. Digitalisasi layanan pendidikan mempermudah masyarakat dan mahasiswa mendapatkan informasi mengenai UT. Selain tercetak, bahan ajar juga diberikan dalam bentuk digital, guna memudahkan mobilitas mahasiswa. Dengan demikian, belajar bisa dilakukan di mana saja, kapan saja, dan bersama siapa saja. Digitalisasi pendidikan juga diformulasikan ke dalam loka pasar digital mata kuliah yang ditawarkan oleh Indonesia Cyber Education Institute atau ICE Institute. Beragam mata kuliah dari perguruan tinggi terkemuka di tanah air dan mancanegara ditawarkan secara online. Perpustakaan UT sebagai salah satu unit vital di perguruan tinggi menawarkan fasilitas digital yang memungkinkan mahasiswa, dosen, tenaga kependidikan, bahkan masyarakat umum untuk mengakses sumber pustaka secara lebih leluasa. Beragam layanan yang diberikan memastikan student engagement dapat dilaksanakan dengan better, cheaper, and faster. UT pada tahun ini mengedepankan internasionalisasi program sebagai upaya menyejajarkan UT dengan perguruan tinggi jarak jauh berkualitas di dunia. Selain menawarkan program internasional, akreditasi internasional pun dilakukan. International Trust yang tinggi akan meningkatkan kredibilitas UT dan lulusannya. Public trust terhadap UT ditandai dengan terus meningkatnya jumlah mahasiswa UT dari tahun ke tahun.
Semoga keluar dari sini makin berkah hidupnya, apa yang diinginkan tercapai, dan yang pasti ilmunya bisa bermanfaat buat semuanya.
Tidak saja jumlahnya yang meningkat, komposisi mahasiswa pada saat ini didominasi oleh generasi milenial dan Gen Z. Untuk menjaga kualitas akademik, UT melibatkan BAN PT, Lembaga Akreditasi Mandiri, dan International Accreditation Bodies. Bahkan UT satu-satunya perguruan tinggi jarak jauh di Asia yang secara sukarela dan berkala mengundang ICDE untuk mereview semua layanan di UT. Kita ingin memastikan bahwa layanan yang diberikan telah memenuhi kaidah-kaidah dan standar kualitas yang diberikan oleh perguruan tinggi jarak jauh terkemuka di dunia. Pada tahun ini, jumlah program studi yang ditawarkan berjumlah 47 yang dikelola 4 fakultas dan sekolah pasca sarjana. Kantor UT daerah yang tersebar di seluruh wilayah Indonesia dan di luar negeri memastikan layanan pendidikan dapat dinikmati oleh semua tanpa terkecuali, termasuk mereka yang tinggal di wilayah terpencil, terluar, dan tertinggal, serta di luar negeri.
Mungkin harus menunggu puluhan tahun atau ratusan tahun untuk membangun kampus di tempat ini. Puji Tuhan, dengan adanya UT, saya bisa kuliah meskipun saya tinggal di tempat yang amat terpencil seperti ini.
Tanah airku tidak kulupakan, kan terkenang selama hidupku. Biarpun
kuliah di UT. Setelah jadi sarjana, saya akan pulang dan menjadi entrepreneur yang tangguh.
Meskipun kaki ini jauh melangkah hingga kutub utara, saya tetap memilih belajar di kampus tercinta Universitas Terbuka.
UT menyalawi.
Dengan semangat 4 dasawarsa, UT hadirkan pendidikan berkualitas tanpa batas.
Engkau ku banggakan.
Hello and good day to everyone. To the Honorable President of AAOU, Professor Ojat Darojat, the Secretary General of AAOU, Dr. Rahmat Budiman, distinguished speakers, Dr. Parimal Sarkar and Dr. Herath, our brilliant moderator, Dr. Naila Naseer, and to all our excellent guests and participants. Welcome to the AAOU Lecture Series, a roadmap to successful publication. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Raji Radiansyah, as one of the AAOU Secretariat team members. And on behalf of the Secretary General, I will act as the host for today's event. With this lecture series, AAOU strives to increase the knowledge of its members in the field of education, research, and publication. As some of you may be aware, after 2 months of vacuum, today we are finally back with the 7th episode of the AAOU Lecture Series. Now, before we start, I would like to recall that in October, we had a successfully carry out the 37th AAOU conference with the theme Expanding Horizons, Innovation in Open and Distance Learning in Islamabad, Pakistan. And on behalf of the whole AAOU team, we would like to thank Allama Iqbal Open University for their contribution and as the conference host. Thank you for all the hard work and efforts of all the teams involved. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today's lecture focuses on how we as academics can produce quality and impactful publications. When doing research, we must be able to communicate our results to the general public and contribute to the body of knowledge. Therefore, our experts today will guide us on the best practices to translate our research into quality articles. Before we proceed to the main agenda, let's listen to the opening remarks by the AAOU President, Professor Ojat Darojat.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the AAOU Lecture Series 2024. I meet you all again today on the 7th episode of the AAOU Lecture Series. Thank you very much for keeping the fire on this part. I'm so proud and pleased that you are taking the time to join these insightful sessions. As always, I would like to emphasize that AAOU aims to share and provide unlimited insight and knowledge in the educational context, particularly on open and distance learning. The lecture series is exceptionally beneficial for university students, both who are starting to get familiar with writing academic paper, or those who are still unsure about its essence. We have learned together the types of research methods in the last 3 episodes. Today, we will gain more understanding, particularly on research and development. On this occasion, we are privileged to have keynote speakers who will share their expertise and insights under this topic. Please welcome our first keynote speaker, Dr. Parimal Sarkar from Netaji Subhas Open University, India. Good morning, Dr. Parimal, and thank you for accepting our invitations, and it's a pleasure to meet you on our lecture. Next, please welcome our second keynote speaker, Dr. Herath from the Open University of Sri Lanka. Hello, Dr. Herath. Thank you for accepting our invitations. Nice to see you this morning. And last but not least, we have the leader of the sessions. Please welcome Dr. Naila Naseer from Allama Iqbal, Open University, Pakistan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Naila, for accepting our invitations. Welcome to the AAOU Lecture Series. Dearest participants, research and development, or we know as R&D, is something you might want to know and be aware of as you are starting your journey on academic research, because this would help you advancing your knowledge in academic research, developing your critical thinking in order to produce an excellent research. As this will play is a key role for you to create innovations in the research you are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for continuously joining our lecture, and please note, we are more than happy to provide you with invaluable insight from our program and activities. I would like to remind you all to please be actively engaged in the sessions. So, I hope you all find inspirations and practical insights that will resonate to your needs after today's sessions concludes. Thank you very much. Don't forget to keep your drink and snack around. Enjoy the lecture.
Thank you, Prof. Darojat, for opening our lectures today. Now, let me introduce our moderator for this event, Dr. Naila Naseer. Dr. Naila Naseer is an accomplished educator and researcher with many experience in education and research publication at Allama Iqbal Open University, Pakistan. She graduated in 2019 with the Ph.D. in education from Allama Iqbal Open University, but before that, she received several master degrees, namely an MA and MPhil in education as well as an MA in English. She is currently acting as an assistant professor in distance, non-formal, and continuing education at Allama Iqbal Open University, and she is also involved as an associate editor at the International Journal of Literacy Theory and Practice. Her most recent contribution is contributing to the UNESCO World Teacher Day in 2024, and she has produced a good amount of high-quality research publications. So without further ado, I would like to give the time and screen to Dr. Naila Naseer. Dr. Naseer, the screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Muhammad Raji Radyansha, distinguished speakers, respected participants, and my dear colleagues. Assalamu alaikum, good morning, and Salamat Paigi. I think people have joined us from different time zones, so good afternoon to them as well. I warmly welcome you all in today's 7th episode of AAOU Lecture Series 2024. The AAOU Lecture Series 2024, with its theme, A Roadmap to Successful Publication, is aimed to explore innovation, creativity, and ideas, as well as sharing knowledge and practices among educational practitioners. So, the topic of today's lecture is research and development. The purpose of this activity is to explore strategies and ideas as well as best practices taken by AAOU members and other open and distance education universities and researchers. This lecture will definitely provide a significant body of knowledge to the researchers and practitioners, and we expect that this lecture would bring together experts, practitioners, and stakeholders in the field of open and distance learning to discuss open and distance learning best practices in the field of research and development, which would promote definitely quality education and publication in the region of, particularly in the region of Asia. So I would like to tell you the whole activity of today's lecture. This lecture is approximately of 2 hours in which we are going to listen our two distinguished keynote speakers. Each session will consist of a 30 minutes presentation by each of the speaker and followed by a question answer session in the end. So before going to listen our esteemed speakers, I would like to tell you certain rules and regulations which you are going to follow in this lecture. So our first rule is that you have to pose your questions. We welcome your questions, but there is a certain format. You have to write your full name, the name of your institution, and country name, or to the speaker. For example, speaker one or speaker two. The example is given for your convenience on the screen. For example, Adam, UT, to Dr. Herath. Our second rule is that uh, before the speaker goes to answer the question will be read in advance by me or the moderator once it is displayed on the screen, and the speaker may answer afterwards. Our next rule is that we are going to issue you certificates, but there are certain requisites to acquire your certificates. If you haven't filled out your registration form in advance, then you must fill out that registration form, then follow the whole program and activity and fill out the feedback form in the end, which will be shared in your chat box by the host of the event. So this form is very much important for you to get the certificate. Now I am going to move towards our first keynote speaker of the day. It's my great pleasure to announce the first keynote speaker, Dr. Parimal Sarkar. He is an assistant professor at the School of Education, Netaji, Subhas Open University, Kalyani, West Bengal, India. He has been serving more than 18 years in teaching experience from esteemed institutions, and he has been invited as academic counselor of master's degree program education at Rabindra Bharati University and University of Kalyani in ODL mode. Sir, you have done your PhD, MA in sociology and B.Ed from University of Kalyani. You have also done MPhil from Netaji Subhas Open University and an MA psychology degree from Indira Gandhi National Open University, IGNOU. You have an expert in different fields of subjects, for example, sociology, educational sociology, tribal education, education technology, population education, and environmental education. You have a remarkable list of achievements, but here we are going to mention your significant contributions. You have authored 2 books, edited 5 books, and written more than 25 chapters in different edited books and 40 plus research articles which you have published in different international and national leading journals. You have also developed many self-learning materials in open distance mode. So it's over to you for your valuable lecture. Dr. Parimal Sarkar, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Just let's share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Honorable Chairperson, Professor Ojat, Darojat, Event Chair, Mr. Rahmat Bodiman, and distinguished guest, esteemed members of the event management team, committee members, and fellow academics. I am honored at the opportunity given to me as the keynote speaker for today's episode, which is a part of the ongoing lecture series organized by the Asian Association of Open Universities on the theme, A Roadmap to Successful Publication. Thank you for this opportunity. Well, I have assigned the topic research and development, and today my lecture will be focused on the theoretical knowledge of research and development. Therefore, to begin with, today we'll be discussing the concepts of research and development as we delve into this dynamic field. We will be explore its fundamental concepts, its profound significance, and the various steps involved in this research and development process. So let's begin with the real example of research and development. Consider the development of electric vehicles. You know, it is a prime example of R&D. Automakers and researchers are continually working to improve the battery technology, and you know the harmful effect of carbon emissions. So battery technology is safe, and it is the indispensable for our future. So they are working on how to increase the vehicle range and enhance charging infrastructure. The whole process involves extensive research into material science, electrical engineering, and computer science. There is a collaboration between these three departments. So the goal is to develop more efficient, affordable, and environment-friendly electric vehicles. In this context, if we compare the research and development with traditional scientific or social science research, where it differs from the traditional scientific method of research. It focuses on the understanding on the traditional scientific research focuses on the understanding of existing phenomena, whereas the research and development is quite different in this respect. It generally focuses on the creating new knowledge and applying it to develop new products, processes, or services. So we can say that it is a dynamic field that drives innovation and fuels progress across various industries. So let me give the definition was given by Prescott Manuel. The R&D is a creative and systematic approach to expanding on knowledge base. It includes understanding the intricacies of natural world, unraveling to complexity of human society, and devising new applications for existing knowledge. So let's speak on the three most important types of activity done in this area. So the first one is basic research. What is basic research? It involves theoretical and experimental work aimed at acquiring new knowledge without specific practical applications in mind. So it is the foundation upon which future advancement are built. Whereas the second one is applied research. Applied research is directed towards specific practical goals, such as developing new products or improving existing ones. It bridges the gap between fundamental knowledge and real world applications. And the third one is experimental development. It involves systematic work drawing on both research and practical experience to produce new products or process or enhance existing ones. So let's talk about already I have given the idea about the three most important activity. So let's talk about the interplay between basic research and applied research. Actually, it is important to note that basic and applied research are not mutually exclusive. They often complement each other in a symbolic relationship. Basic research provides the building blocks for applied research, while applied research can inspire new directions for basic research. So in this context, we can say that both are most important. And the importance of research and development, why research and development is most important in present context. And especially if we see after pandemic, huge development have already been happened and across the world. So the research and development is most important in today's perspective. So we can say that research and blood is lifeblood of innovation and progress. So in the following sections, we will delve deeper into the importance of research and development. Research and development is the catalyst of technology that break through the shape of our future. If you look into the invention of the smartphone, and I think most of the people, they are very much accustomed with the smartphone, and without the smartphone, you can think even. So you can understand the revolutionized communication. It has revolutionized the communication and information access, or even some. If you see the groundbreaking medical treatment like mRNA vaccine, you will find that the role of research and development. It leads to new products, services, and progress. And the most important aspect in this research and development is economic growth. You can say economic growth, and economy is the backbone for any country. If you would like to develop different area of your country like health sector, education, without economic growth and economic development, even we cannot go forward. So research and development are a powerful investment agent of economic growth. It boosts productivity, creates high-value industries, and contributes to a nation's GDP. For instance, the semiconductor industry, which relies heavily on research and development, has driven economic growth in countries like Taiwan and South Korea. Both are the Asian countries, so you can see the remarkable achievement in technology because they have heavily invested in research and development. And nowadays, it is most important the competitiveness. That means we are the global citizen now. In today's globalized economy, competitiveness is everywhere. R&D enables companies and countries to stay in the front row by continuously developing new and improved product and services. For example, if you see the Tesla's continuous research and development efforts in electric vehicle technology, they already have disrupted the automotive industry and positioned the company as a global leader. And even if you ask the school-going children about the CEO of Tesla, they know very well about him. Because of what? It is not like that he is supporting Donald Trump to win election. It is because of his invention and the investment in research and development, Elon Musk. And the important aspect of the research and development is improvement of productivity. As I am from India, so you know the India is most populated country. So how the people needs can be met with the existing productivity. If we cannot produce large amount of thing, then it is not possible to fulfill the requirement of the vast population. So research and development helps significantly in improvement of productivity, both at the farm level and industry-wide. So it helps in developing more efficient processes and technologies. R&D helps business reduce cost, increase output, and optimize resource utilization. For example, the development of automation technologies has increased productivity in manufacturing industries. And in this context, the another most important thing is job creation and skill development. Especially after pandemic, across the world, you will see the crisis of the unemployment. Especially, I must say about the educated unemployment. So, what can we do with this problem? So, the answer is research and development can give us the solution. In which way? Because it intensive industries and generate high skill jobs and fuel economic growth and fosters talent development. And these jobs often require advanced technical skills and creative problem-solving abilities. Therefore, the development of the biotechnology industry, for example, has created numerous high-paying jobs for scientists, engineers, and technicians. And if we consider the global challenges, and in that case, the R&D plays a major role in tackling several global challenges such as climate change and pandemics and food security. And in that case, by investing in research and development, we can develop innovative solutions to these complex problems. For instance, R&D in renewable energy technologies has the potential to mitigate climate change. The development of mRNA vaccines in response to the COVID-19 pandemic is a testament to the power of research and development in addressing global health crises. If we see the World Bank data, they emphasize the importance of R&D in addressing global challenges, including the development of digital technologies for healthcare and poverty alleviation. And the next important aspects is enhancing collaboration. You know, the collaboration is most important in present context, and in that case, R&D encourages collaboration between academia, industry, and government, leading to innovation. So, for example, collaboration between universities and pharmaceutical companies have accelerated the development of new drugs. And if we see the National Research Council that advocated for stronger public-private partnership to boost innovation capacity and competitiveness. And in this context, we can mention the Human Genome Project, and it is a massive international scientific research project, and it is a prime example of the power of collaborative research and development. By sequencing the entire human genome, scientists gain invaluable insights into the human genetics, leading to advancement in medicine, biotechnology, and personalized healthcare. So this project involved researchers from around the world working together to achieve a common goal, demonstrating the importance of international collaboration in R&D. So, if anyone would like to start R&D, definitely they must follow the steps. Total 8 steps are there. I will explore the different steps of the R&D. So let's talk about the steps. And there are basically the first one is the identifying a problem and the opportunity. And if you ask me where actually R&D can we start, definitely I must say that there is a problem. So human beings, when they face problem, they try to solve it and they try to make them convenient with this problem. So if you see the Corona situation, just try to imagine the situation. We were totally under lockdown, so how it was very difficult to connect with the people. And if you see the teaching and learning, it was very difficult. But after a few days, we were accustomed with the technologies and we were able to connect with the people, and teaching learning was in a normal situation. So the first step begins with identifying a problem to solve or an opportunity to exploit. This could come from various sources like such market needs, technological gaps, or scientific advancement. And mostly, if any crisis in the society, definitely crisis may be the source of identifying the problem for starting the R&D. And we can say that market need means, what is this? Market need means recognizing unmet consumer needs or gaps in the market. And for example, the development of smartphone arose from the need for portable communication devices. And technological gap means identifying limitations in existing technologies and searching for innovative solutions. As already I have given the example of Corona situation, we had technologies, but we were not very much acquainted with the technologies that can make communication fast. So, for example, the development of electric vehicle is driven by the need to reduce carbon emissions and improve energy efficiency. And uh, I must say the most important thing already I have mentioned, that is basic or applied research. Once a problem or opportunity has begin with the next step is to conduct the research and gain deeper understanding of this issue. This research can be categorized into two, already I have mentioned earlier, basic research and applied research, which we have discussed. So basic research involves exploring fundamental scientific principles without a specific commercial goal in mind. To consider it as a theoretical background. Whereas the applied research focuses on applying scientific knowledge to solve specific problems or develop new products. As already I have mentioned, the identification of the problem is the beginning of the R&D. So this is the next step to go for the applied research. And the next one is the feasibility study and concept development. If someone would like to start R&D, definitely they must go for the feasibility study and concept development. Otherwise, the R&D will fail. Because after conducting initial research, a feasibility study is conducted to assess the technical and economic viability of the proposed solution. You have intended with to begin with the R&D, but you do not have the proper finance. How the research will be carried out? So it is most important. This involves proof of concept testing, meaning demonstrating the fundamental principles of the technology. So prototype development, which means creating a basic model to test the concepts of functionality. And the second one is market analysis. You would like to launch a product, but it is already available with new features. So it will be meaningless to start your R&D. So you know, and you must have the information from the market so that you can launch with your product with new features. And the next thing is prototype development and testing. This is most important because once the feasibility of the concept is established, the development of a prototype begins. That means this involves design and engineering, prototyping and testing. Design and engineering includes designing the product or process and considering factors like functionality, cost, and manufacturability. That means prototype means building physical or digital models of the product or process. And then prototype goes through the rigorous testing to evaluate its performance, and reliability is most important here. If it is not reliable, that it definitely it will fail. So reliability and safety is most utmost thing to test. And the next one is product or process refinement. It is based on the feedback from testing and users evaluations. The product or process is refined to improve its performance, reduce cost, and enhance its user experience. So therefore, this iterative process may involve design optimization, material selection, and manufacturing process refinement. That means design optimization, that means making design changes to improve the product features and functionality. Otherwise, it will not sustain in market continuously. And the second thing is material selection, choosing the right materials to balance cost, performance, and environmental impact. It is most sensitive issue in present context. If your product is environmentally not friendly, then it will not sustain in the market. So it is most important. And the third one is manufacturing process and refinement. That means optimizing manufacturing process to reduce cost and improve quality. And the next one is scaling and pilot testing. Scaling and pilot testing means once the product or process is refined, it is scaled up for larger scale production or deployment. Therefore, the pilot testing is conducted to evaluate the product or process in a real world settings. This helps identify any issues or bottlenecks before full scale commercialization. And commercialization, the next one is commercialization and the market introduction. we are already end of the process, and because this final step in R&D process, because it bring the product or process in market. Therefore, this involves marketing and sale, distribution, intellectual property protection, and regulatory compliances. That means market and sales. This is most important because developing a market strategy to promote the product or service. Your product is good, but you do not have the market strategy. How people will get it? How people will have this product? So you should have a strong market strategy after finishing your product. And the second one is distribution. You should have a proper network to distribute your product and establishing distribution channels to reach target market. And the intellectual property protection, that means securing patents, trademarks, and copyrights to protect the innovation. Otherwise, it will not be legitimized in the market. So it is most important. The last one is regulatory compliance. That means ensuring compliance with the relevant regulations and standards. It varies from country to country. It varies from continent to continent. And the post-launch monitoring and iteration. Your product has already in the market, so what to do? In that case, even after the product or process is launched and in the R&D process does not end. If you think that, yes, I have already given my product and this process is end, it is not like that. Continuously monitoring customer feedback and ongoing research are essential to ensure the product's continued success. Nowadays it is a time for online marketing, so you can judge your product from the customer's feedback. So it is most important in R&D. Otherwise, you will not be able to change your features because there is a competition in the market. So this may involve product updates, addressing technical issues, and staying ahead of competition by developing new innovations to maintain competitive edge. So all these are the most important steps I already have mentioned here to start the R&D. Now, I would like to highlight a few theoretical aspects, and all these theoretical aspects are most important here. Without theoretical background, you will not be able to have a complete understanding and knowledge about the R&D. So, just a few decades ago, the idea of a device that could fit in our pocket and connect us to the entire world was pure science fiction. But look today, it is reality thanks to the power of R&D. But what does the future hold? Let's divide into some of the most existing trends that are shaping the generation of innovation. There are many existing new trends that are reshaping the landscape of R&D. But due to time constraints, we will just discuss discuss four of them in today's lecture. The first one is Open Innovation 2.0. Open Innovation 2.0, it takes the concept of collaboration to the next level. Instead of simply sharing ideas externally, and companies are actively integrating external partners in their R&D process from the start. So they will be the part and parcel of your R&D process, not in the market aspects. So this collaborative approach fosters innovation by leveraging diverse perspectives and expertise. And for example, Apple's adoption of the USB Type-C standard is a testament to open innovation. By embracing a widely adopted industry standard, Apple was able to benefit from a more robust ecosystem of compatible devices and accessories. You will get a lot of examples if you see the innovation 2.0. And the next one is frugal innovation. What is frugal innovation? As we are from the developing country, from the context of developing country, frugal innovation is most important because frugal innovation is about doing more with less. Doing more with less, that means developing country, mostly underdeveloped country, they have the resource scarcity, how the development can be carried out. So in that context, it focuses on the creative, innovative solutions that are affordable and accessible to a wider market. This approach particularly relevant in emerging markets where resource constraints are common. And we can cite an example from Indian context that the Tata Nano, you know very much about the Tata company, and at the low cost car developed by Tata Motors. It is Nano. So this is a classic example of frugal innovation. By simplifying the design, using low cost materials, and optimizing production processes, Tata Motors was able to create a car that was affordable to millions of Indians. Just I'm skipping the few slides. Uh, you know, the most important theoretical background is AI and the data-driven research and development. We are very much aware about the role of AI in our today's context. So artificial intelligence and big data are transforming the research and development. And if you see in research methodology, it has taken place, and we can deal with the big data. We can have a software for referencing. We have a software for analysis. These are the outcomes of research and development. And AI-powered tools can identify patterns, make predictions, and accelerate the discovery process. So, if we see in the medical sector, that you will see that AI is revolutionizing the drug discovery by enabling researchers to identify potential drug candidates more efficiently. So the next one is sustainability and green innovation. And already I have mentioned in my lecture that why this green innovation is most important, because this is the sensitive issue in terms of carbon emissions and environmental degradation. So sustainability is becoming an increasing important driver of innovation and research and development. So R&D efforts are focused on developing eco-friendly products or process that minimize environmental impact. And if we cite the real world example, then you will see that companies like Tesla are leading the way in sustainable innovation by electric vehicles and renewable energy solutions. By embracing these emerging trends, organizations can drive innovation, improve efficiency, and create sustainable solutions for the future. So, friend, I am at the end of my lecture, my presentation. So, the last thing is we are very much confused about the R&D, whether it is the product or the policy. So, as we conclude our exploration of research and development, it is important to recognize the dual nature of R&D, because it is both product and a policy. And let's consider R&D as a product. When we view R&D as a product, we focus on the tangible and intangible outcomes that results research efforts. These outcomes can take many forms, such as new product and services, technological advancement, intellectual property. That means R&D generates valuable intellectual property such as patent, copyrights, which can be commercialized or create new revenue streams. And if we consider R&D as a policy, then from a policy perspective, R&D is shaped by government policies, institutional framework, and funding mechanisms. So finding research, creating favorable regulatory environments, and investing in education and training, all may we consider as a policy. So there is an interplay between product and policy. That means the relationship between R&D as a product and policy as a complex and interconnected. So policy decisions can significantly impact the direction and pace of R&D. So while the outcome of R&D can shape the future policy choices. So for instances, the government funding for basic research can lead to the groundbreaking discoveries that pave the way for new technologies and industries. And conversely, the commercial success of R&D driven innovations can influence government policies related to taxation, trade, and intellectual property. I am at the end of my presentation. So R&D is a multifaceted endeavor that drives innovation, economic growth, and societal progress. So without hesitation, you can say the necessity of R&D. And by understanding both its product and policy dimensions, we can harness the full potential of R&D to address global challenges and create a better future. So friends, thank you for your attention. I hope this lecture has provided you with a comprehensive overview of research and development. And following few slides include the references. You can use these books and articles for diving deeper in the world of R&D. And please feel free to ask any questions or seek further clarification. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Parimal Sarkar, for your wonderful presentation on R&D. You have definitely enlightened our participants on how R&D improves productivity, how it is used in job creation and skill development in education and other fields, and then how it enhances collaboration in different fields. And you have elaborated different steps of R&D and move towards a theoretical framework and policy development. Thank you so much. Before I move to our next speaker of this today's session, I would again read some rules and regulations for the participants who have joined us a bit late or in the middle of our session. So our first rule is that you have to ask your question in the proper format. Uh, the slide may be please shown on the screen for the convenience of the participants, please. So you have to ask the question in the proper format. For example, you have to write the name, and then you have to write the name of your institution or the country from which you belong. Then the speaker for whom you have to ask that question. For example, Adam, UT, and to Dr. Herath or Dr. Parimal Sarkar. Our next rule is that before the speaker answers the questions will be read in advance by the moderator. I am going to read the question in advance, and then you have to fill out our registration form. Then you have to go through the whole session, and then in the end you have to fill the feedback form which will be shared by you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am just moving towards our next keynote speaker of this lecture series. She is Dr. Chulani Herath. She is a very wonderful lady and received many awards, but most notably, she has received the AAOU Best Paper Award and Gold Medalist 2024 and Gold Medalist for National Educator Award for Psychology and Counseling from SLEET International Conference on Advancements in Sciences and Humanities. She has been actively participating on national and international conferences. She has produced numerous academic works and projects, and she has been invited as visiting lecturer and supervising different students on MPhil and PhD levels. She has done her PhD in social medicine and health management from Tongji Medical College, Huyong University of Science and Technology, China. In 2010, she has done her Masters of Social Work distinction from Sri Lanka School of Social Work, National Institute of Social Development. Her current responsibilities are that she is serving as Senior Lecturer in Department of Psychology and Counseling, Faculty of Health Sciences, the Open University of Sri Lanka. She is also serving as Director of Center for Quality Assurance, the Open University of Sri Lanka. Over to you, Dr. Herath, for your valuable presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Nasla. Good morning to all of you. I think AAO Secretariat and distinguished lecturers, professors, and the participants, students. Today I am going to talk about this research and development, which is the key theme about this lecture series. Today's lecture. So when you look at about this, actually, previous keynote speaker described in detail about the research and development. So I would like to focus your attention in briefly about research and development in various contexts. When we look at about the concept of research and development is actually widely linked to innovation in the corporate and government sector. So when we look at about all over the world, so a lot of research focusing on government and corporate sector, which actually target onto innovating and invention. So research and development aids us as human beings to understand ourselves better and hence get the solutions, particularly to the many problems easily and guided. So we know that day-to-day life we're experiencing different problems, maybe economic related issues, educational and developmental problems, as well as the personal problems, psychological problems like that, and the health problems. So therefore, the research and development facilitate us, all of us, to understand ourselves based on the numerous research findings. So day-to-day life in our world research arena is expanding and lot of publications are published by different scholars in different fields, and based on that we can expand our knowledge by reading the research, and also as a researcher while we engage in the research activities we can obtain lot of vast knowledge and the findings that can be applied, and based on that findings we can come to the some of the most important solutions in relation to many problems. It will be more systematic and guided. Today, the results of research and development conducted by universities and other organizations are applied in the industry in several ways. So we know that in global level, universities are actually conducting different research and they are applying this knowledge into practice and they are applying to development of their nations, as well as some of the private public organizations or corporations that they are conducting different research in different mode, especially scientists that they are conducting research related to environment and global health, natural disasters, stage global changing, warm. So they are doing a lot of inventions, as well as the engineering field. They have different research, and the health medical field. They are conducting a lot of research related to identify and test the medical issues, and then they develop a lot of inventions based on their findings. So these results actually should be more oriented and should apply into industrial level. So therefore, university has to be taken a step to apply their research findings and collaborate with the industry setting. Research and development make learning make more sense. We have our industry manpower that involved in manufacturing products. We also have those things tank who have advised the quality of products and methodology of processing it of its last fat form. So we know that we have lot of research manufacturing industries. They are doing a lot of they have a lot of manpower, so utilizing and we are applying such a production. So introduce new products, inventions. For that purpose, research and development making more sense, and we're doing a lot of work for targeting onto new things. most of the universities and research and development institutions in developing countries are now entering a stage where they will be expected to interact more with industry as well as governmental and non-governmental organizations. In terms of consultancy, research contracts, and commercialization of inventions, innovations, and research findings. So in Globe, we can see that there are a lot of research projects conducted focusing on the uh, national and global level development, and they do some funding also for developing countries. Actually, universities and the research and development institutions that uh, they have lot of responsibility to enhance their research capacity as well as the interact with more other institutions, industry, especially governmental and non-governmental level as well. So this for this purpose, we need a research consultancy support this mechanism and research level contacts and then contracts as well as these findings actually should be targeted on to commercialization. So sometimes findings of the study actually keep as it is without doing any innovation or inventions. Therefore, we have to look at about how to action research and how we market our research findings. Collaboration between universities and industry or other bodies is not a new phenomenon. Industry and other public institutions will increasingly see such collaboration as a source of new technologies as well as expert support for their tasks and products, process and policy development. For that policy level development, actually countries like us, we have to more focus about the research. More research are required to develop a lot of policies related to development. When we look at about the impact of research and development, uh, research and development allows a company to stay ahead of its competition. So it's a very common, and we can see that most of the companies actually more competitively work with other companies. So therefore, they have to market their goods. So therefore, continuous research actually required to enhance their capacities and compete with other organizations, other companies. Research and development boost consumer confidence. So we know that the consumers' attraction is very important according to psychological perspective or the sociological or advertising marketing level. So we have to boost consumer confidence. So for that purpose, research and development actually research more facilitate, and then it leads to enhancement of quality of life. So individual level and the community level, we have to think about how to enhance individual quality of life. So therefore, that purpose research is very play a major role. And in global level, lot of research conducting related to enhance the human health and human quality of life. So therefore, on the other hand, enhancement of our health and well-being is one of the key area that has to be looked at as researchers. So therefore, most of the research targeting on to enhance about the health and well-being of individuals. So World Health Organization and the other related health-related organizations, that they are focusing about the enhancement of our health and well-being through research. So therefore, we have different stages of in our human life. So we need to find out how to improve their individual quality of life as well as health and well-being. For that purpose, also research play a very good role. So, as developing countries, so we, as in the Asian context, we have to look at about and give more priority for research related to enhance quality of human life. When we look at about the empower university research, the government should empower university research for commercialization. Universities reach large pool of highly qualified personnel. So we know that this brain drain is happen time to time in different countries in the Asian culture, Asian region. So qualified people we have to keep and we have to utilize their knowledge, and we have to facilitate them to and empower to do more research and commercialization. That is one of the major target that we have to look at in the developing region. The government must ensure or put in place adequate policies to empower such group of personnel. Universities actually have two important roles: carrying out scientific research and development and analysis, and they are the main and most efficient means of providing high level training and education in the science and new technologies. So when we look at about, as here I have that there are students in this participants among these participants, so therefore we have to look at about why should you publish your research. So when we look at about the fire, publishing a research paper can have many advantages for researchers, including career advancement, professional recognition, opportunities for collaboration, increased visibility, impact on society, credibility and trust, professional development, inspiration for future research and contribution to the field. So therefore, we have to look at about how how to publish our research and where we should publish. It can help researchers establish themselves as experts in their field, open door to new opportunities, and contribute to advancing knowledge and understanding in the specific field. When we look at about the career advancement, publishing a research paper is often a requirement for academic promotions and tenure. It can also help researchers establish themselves as experts in their field and gain recognition for their work. This can lead to new opportunities for advancement and help researchers build a reputation for high quality research. When we look at about the how professional recognition, publishing a research paper in a reputed journal can lead to professional recognition and prestige, both within the academic community and outside of it. This can open doors to new opportunities such as funding, collaboration, and speaking engagements. Opportunities for collaboration. Publishing a research paper can lead to opportunities for collaboration with other researchers and institutions, both within the researcher's field and across different fields. This can help further the research and accelerate progress. When we look at about how research publications increase visibility, actually publishing a research paper can increase visibility for the researcher and their work, which can lead to new opportunities, funding, and collaborations. When we publish research papers in reputed journals or somewhere else in reputed platforms, so then it will be increase our visibility and we'll receive new opportunities and avenues for funding and collaboration, as it's also one of the main opportunities that we can reach. Impact on society. So the publishing research paper can have a positive impact on society by contributing to the advancement of knowledge and understanding on a specific field. This can lead to new discoveries, technologies, and understanding that can be improve people's lives. When we look at about the credibility and trust, publishing research papers in a reputed journal lends credibility to the researcher, and the research can increase public trust in the researcher and their work. This can help researcher to secure funding, collaborations, and other opportunities. So when we look at about the how professional development happen, publishing a research paper is a process that requires the researcher to conduct a thorough research literature review to understand the research methodology and ethical considerations. It helps researchers to develop their skills and knowledge in their field. Inspiration for future research. Publishing a research paper can inspire future research by identifying gaps in the literature or by suggesting new directions for research. This can help researchers to identify new opportunities for investigation and to stay at the forefront of their field. So finally, when we look at about the contribution to the field, publishing a research paper add to the body of knowledge in the field. It helps researchers and practitioners to understand the current state of research and knowledge in the field, and it helps to advance the field. Overall, publishing research paper can be a valuable experience for researcher, providing opportunities for career advancement, professional recognition, collaboration, impact on society. It can also help researchers to develop their skills and knowledge and to contribute to advancement of knowledge in their field. So therefore, many researchers in different fields actually publishing research paper day by day. The high impact journal publications are increasing. New research and innovations come out in daily basis in global arena. So that has to be actually a great success. So in countries like in the region of developing and the Asian also, we have to more focus about this, how we publish our research findings. So when we look at about this small description about how to create roadmap to there are the specific area such as academia, business, and content creation. So when we look at about this research, actually sometimes it's not much more focused or oriented. So then the students or the some researchers that they have to look at about their audience. So then identifying their audience is very much important before we start our publication work. So therefore, we have to think about whether it's a article writing for researchers or general public or professionals in the scientific field. And then determine your objectives. It is also another important thing. So when we design and develop our projects, or when we plan our finding to present somewhere else, so we have to recognize about our objective and where we are and how we convey our message and to whom we reach. So for that purpose, actually, we have to find out the scholarly articles where actually reputed, some access and all we have to think about, and then identification of scholarly articles as a researcher is very much important related to our to present our findings. So there are different platforms, different research publishing companies. So then we have to think about how and where we have to go for this with our publication. And then our research actually have to be more planned. So for that purpose, conduct a comprehensive literature review is very much important to identify the gaps and fill the gaps. So there are some students conducting research, but identifying topics, but they are not spending much time to do a review literature prior to select best topic and find out the gaps in the research field that they have chosen. Therefore, sometimes research findings may be not success. Therefore, we have to spend some time through reviewing literature and finding out the gaps related to research area. So then, therefore, culturally specific and nationwide and the issues related with gaps we can identify through reading. So therefore, comprehensive review is very much important for planning the research. So therefore, there are different steps we can follow up as students to moving forward to with the writing literature review. Next, develop a publication plan. It is also important from the beginning. We have to think about how we moving forward with our publication or how we disseminate our knowledge, whether it's go for conferences or the index journals or the science index or the social science index, or where we are, and whether we have to find out the Scopus publication. So where we have stand for, that has to be think at the beginning and plan at the initial level. So therefore, we have to have a timeline. Identify realistic timeline is very important, because some of the researchers conducting research, but just time is period is expiring. Actually, some findings after obtaining research finding, they took lot of many years to publish their findings. So therefore, the validity, its effect on the validity of the findings, and then it's time identifying the correct deadline and realistic timeline is very important and essential to be considered. And then publication format. So when we look at about different journals, so they have different styles and publication formats are different. So then it can be followed if we identify the proper platforms, and then we have to follow the other steps that accordingly to the publishing organization. So therefore, there are guidelines given and to ensure the both positive negative findings are published, or the timely presentation can be done, or the primary publication, how we can do and view priority, and all these areas that has to be concerned. And also duplicate publications actually have to be avoided, and there are a lot of plagiarism and the other ethical related issues actually arises. So therefore, to avoid and minimize those things, so therefore we have to enhance our research writing capacity as students. So therefore, writing process is very important. How we are organized our publication, ensuring the logical flow of information, and how to draft outline, and then we have to get some assistance from our supervisors, and then revision is there should be a process to revise the articles, and then it should go with peer review process. So then before we submit to the articles into the journal for peer review, before that also we can do with our colleagues. So then these are the common things actually. All the publication process, we have to follow all of these steps, and then finally we have to think about how we follow the guidelines and accordingly. So when we look at about the publishing company and their index journals, their guidelines are actually we sometimes some may be discouraged when they have to if it takes time, and if sometimes several times rejects papers if it is not in the up to standard. So then without discouraging, we have to moving forward to enhance our research capacity as well as the writing capacity, to disseminate our knowledge based on the research. So then with regards to research and development, so our uh, knowledge which we obtain through research have to be disseminated to develop this research and then enhance our research culture. So therefore, I think we have to think about as Asian culture and Asian country where we are, and then identify the research gaps. We have to do more lot of work to develop a nation through research. So therefore, research should be one of the major priority, and skills related to research should be enhanced to conduct research as well as publishing research. So I think you will get some idea regarding on how we should moving forward with the research and development through publishing our work. So thank you and good luck for your publications.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chulani Herath, for your wonderful presentation. You have given an overview in detail about R&D solutions to our problems. Then you have been giving how the role of government can play in enhancing the researchers and quality academia to promote R&D, then impact of R&D on quality of life, health and well-being, and then how it boosts the consumer's confidence. Then you have also given a roadmap for publication. Thanks a lot for your wonderful presentation. Now we are going to move our next agenda. So this is the question answer session. The first question is from Dr. Arshad Mahmood from Allama Iqbal Open University, Pakistan. This question is for Dr. Parimal Sarkar. He's asking that what is difference between protocol and prototype? Which one must be developed earlier and how? Over to you, Dr. Parimal Sarkar.
Thank you, ma'am. And you know the protocol, we are very much accustomed with the term, the protocol. That means if you would like to start R&D, definitely you have a particular protocol. Without protocol, you cannot start it. And so it is predefined. And protocol may vary from country to country and region to region. And but if you would like to start, you must have protocol. So it is predefined, and it is very much connected with the rules and regulation. But when we talk about the prototype, it is very much connected with the production. That means when we go for the big production, then we go for prototype production, so that we can avoid various types of errors and various types of unwanted things. So mostly it taken place in the midway of the production. So both are different.
Thank you so much, Dr. Parimal Sarkar. I hope, Dr. Arshad, you have got your answer. Now our next question. This is again for Dr. Parimal Sarkar from Ghani, Open University of Sri Lanka. From Ghani. She's asking that, sir, thanks so much for your presentation. It is very detailed and easy to understand. I just wish there were more time to listen to your lecture. Thanks as well for including the references. Very useful to me. My question is, can you give example from your personal experience, if you have any, where you use this R&D approach to produce a new product? And when we do R&D, does it mean there will always be a new product? What really makes basic research different to those R&D ones? Sorry, I am new to academic research and I would like to learn and understand more about this. Over to you, Dr. Parimal Sarkar.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, Ghani, for your appreciation, and it is really grateful for me. And definitely, there are really differences, and it is not all about production and the thing. It varies from situation to situation. We can think the R&D in our research perspective. Just already, I have mentioned in my lecture that. Once we had the manual uh, way of research. So it was not possible to deal with the big data. Now we can deal with the big data with the help of AI. And you will have a lot of software and like SPSS for social science and R and lot of softwares are there so that you can handle, and all these are the outcome of the R&D. So it is not all about production and it is not all about the market. It may be work for the academic purposes. Suppose I am from the education background, as already I have mentioned my subject. So you can take example from here. We are very much accustomed with the term pedagogy, but nowadays we are becoming accustomed with the term AI-based pedagogy and ICT-based pedagogy. So all these are the new outcomes of R&D. So it is the continuous process, I think.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Next question. This question is from the both speakers, and it is asked from Luna from India. She is asking, sir and ma'am, thank you for sharing your insights. I want to ask, what are the biggest challenges you have overcome in your R&D research works, if you have any? Can you share with me and others how you overcome it? So, Dr. Herath and Dr. Parimal Sarkar, please.
Beg pardon, ma'am. Can I get the question? I want to ask what are the biggest challenge you have
Biggest
overcome?
challenges. He's asking that what
Oh,
are the biggest
yes,
challenges
yes, yes.
in your R&D works? If you have
Yes, yes.
encountered any challenges.
Even a lot of challenges are there, as I'm from India, so definitely fund is most important thing here. So if you manage fund, then definitely it is good for you. But if you do not get the fund, and you should have a proper environment, you should have a lab, and you should have a proper um, facilities to conduct your R&D. Otherwise, all these are the challenges.
Thank you. Dr. Herath, if you want to ask, give the answer, if you have any challenge.
Yeah, adding Professor Sarkar, actually, the one of the biggest challenge is to obtaining the funding, as mentioned about the professor. So everyone actually struggling to obtain funding, and then after obtaining, also utilizing funding, also that takes time, some with some rules and procedures and the guidelines. So therefore, and also qualified researchers sometimes for some disciplines also maybe some struggle that has to be experienced by research agencies. Thank you.
Thank you. So the funding is the biggest challenge faced by both speakers. Moving towards our next question, please. This is from Dr. Parimal Sarkar from Carisha Gonzales SSU. The question is, where can we access published products with patents, which can be included in the prior art of research paper? Dr. Parimal Sarkar,
Thank you
please.
for Yes, ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful question. And nowadays, you are especially already I have mentioned that after pandemic, we are very much accustomed with the ICT and communication and AI-based communication. So you will get lot of platform where from you can get the information. Just I would like to mention here as a Google patent, it is free and user friendly, and you can get it from WIPO, that means World Intellectual Property Organization, and the PubMed, Springer, and besides that, you will get a lot of as Scopus Journal. You can get a lot of information from here. And if you would like to include all the information in your research paper, definitely you should have a proper knowledge about APA 7th or whatever the style you use for your referencing. You should have proper knowledge. Otherwise, it will be unjustified for your research paper.
Thank you so much, Dr. Parimal. Next question, please. This is again from both speakers, and this is asked by Mangal Prasad Hara, Vidya Sagar University, India. The question is, how can publishing a research paper benefit MA or MSc students in their academic and professional journey? Anyone please explain? Thank you. Over to you, both of you.
Well, ma'am, it is a very good question. As a student, I think he is the student of MA or MSc, and so definitely you must try for the publication at your MA in MSc, because after completion your MA and MSc, you will go for job, and you should have a publication from a reputed journal. So if you become accustomed in this stage, you will be more acquainted with the publication process. So this is most indispensable in this part of your life. So I think you got your answer.
Thank you. Dr. Herath, if you want to add something else.
Yeah, definitely. Research publication benefited not only for students and the supervisor both, and especially as students to have to be more encouraged to do your research findings to publish, so that will be more helpful for at the end of the day where you start your professional journey. So therefore it is definitely benefited for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you have got your answer, Mangal Prasad Hara. Next question, please. This is to Dr. Parimal Sarkar from Dr. Arshad Mahmood, Allama Iqbal Open University, Pakistan. This is the continuity of his previous question. He's saying that thanks a lot, sir, but my concern is how protocol guides prototype development. Can you help me in this regard? So he's asking that how protocol guides proto development process. Over to you, sir.
As already I had mentioned, the what is protocol and what is prototype. Uh, Basically, protocol is the earlier stage of the R&D process, and prototype is the midway process. So, in the protocol, if it is mentioned the stepwise guideline, definitely it will intersect with the prototype development, because a small step can help to avoid the error, and to avoid as we are expected as we are going with the expected outcome. If we do not get it, and in the evaluation stage already I have mentioned in my steps of R&D, you can go for the prototype development, so that you will get the insights where actually problem lies. Okay, so it is all about the prototype and protocol relationship.
So thank you so much, Dr. Parimal Sarkar. I think, Dr. Arshad, you have got the answer of your question. Next question, please. This is to Dr. Herath from Riku Panigrahi, Sangam University, India. Question is, how to find out the best specific publication journal related to specific subject? Dr. Herath, please.
Yeah, so it's a very good question. Actually, as you are a student in the university, you can get the support from your supervisor, And related to your research area, there are many journals. So, for example, my discipline is psychology. So, there are different journal articles about psychology discipline. So then based on our research key area, so we have to recognize about the most suitable publication journal, as well as there are many predatory journals also. Therefore, we have to be mindful and identify the index peer review journals that will be the most scientific publication that give a lot of prestige after you publish in that kind of journal. So for that purpose, you have to search. You can use different search engines, Elsevier, Lancet, or the other social science index journals. So then or the other engineering, if your discipline is engineering or the medicine or wherever. So related journals, you just search and see. Some journals maybe may not have access, but your university will provide access to you to log into the journal and read the articles. So therefore, you have to get your support from your university academics. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Herath. I hope, Riku, you have got the answer of your question. Our next question is from Dr. Arshad Mahmood to Dr. Parimal Sarkar. He's asking that how can we make innovations that is ecological friendly? So over to you, Dr. Parimal Sarkar.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful question. And already I have mentioned the invention of Tesla, and they are using the battery technology rather than diesel or anything else. And now, if you would like to innovate anything, then you have to follow the tight protocol. Otherwise, you cannot move. And so, a protocol have been organized, keeping in mind the ecology, keeping in mind the environment-friendly aspects. So, without maintaining the environmental formalities, you cannot move. So definitely in future, if you would like to innovate something, you have to respect the law and standard of ecology and the things. So definitely in future, the product will come keeping in mind the standard of ecological framework. So otherwise, you cannot move.
Thank you so much, Dr. Parimal. Next question, please. This question is from Bayu from Indonesia, and it is from the both speakers. Dr. Sarkar mentioned the three types of R&D activities. These are basic research, applied research, and experimental development. In both of your opinions, how should institutions decide where to focus their efforts to maximize impact? So over to you, the speakers of this session. So
Is
the
it
question
for
is,
ma'am or
no, actually, the question is that how R&D activities can maximize the impact and how institutions can play their roles.
Okay, institution has great role to play in R&D process, and already I have mentioned the activity like basic research and applied research. So we can consider basic research as at the in the beginning stage, and after gaining a few theoretical knowledge and understanding, and then you can go for the specific problem. As I have mentioned, the specific problem is very much connected with the applied research. So after gaining knowledge in the basic research, just now you are empowered and knowledgeable to deal with the particular problem. And without any problem, you cannot move with the in the applied research. And after that, you will experiment your problem. And this is the stepwise process. So definitely institution definitely will help. Without the help of institutions, how we can move with this process. So institution definitely has to have a great role to play.
Thank you, Dr. Herath. If you want to add something.
Yes, adding to Professor, actually, as institutions, so there are maybe government or the company, so they have action plans, the goals, targets to achieve accordingly. So they have to moving forward and focus about their research area, and that to impact in maximize the impact. I think that it has to be focused about their organizational goals. Sometimes some organizations planning their actions for 5 years. They are planning to reach some level year annually. So therefore, accordingly, so they have to have planned their research activities as well to get the more maximum impact. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bayu, I think you have got the answer of your question. Moving towards our next question, please. This is again from from both of the speakers, and it is from Adi, UT Indonesia. The question is, when we do R&D, must our research be quantitative based or could be qualitative as well? So the question is that, can we conduct qualitative or quantitative research when we are talking about R&D? Over to you, Dr. Herath and Dr. Parimal Sarkar.
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful question. And this is basic question. And actually, at first, you have to consider the problem. And it is very much connected with the problem, nature of your problem. If the nature of your problem is go for the quantitative, then you have to choose the quantitative aspects. And if your nature is qualitative, then you have to go for the qualitative, because nature indicate us about the research type. Whatever the research will be quantitative or qualitative, and we cannot choose it. It do not depend on our own wish. We can get insights from the nature of the problem. So nature indicate about the type, quantitative or qualitative, as per my understanding.
Thank you, Dr. Sarkar. Dr. Herath, please.
Yeah, so the research design actually should be based on their research focused. So therefore, maybe quantitative, qualitative, or both. So it has to be designed based on our research main focused or the objective. So therefore, we don't need to stick to the one method. So then can think about how you design your research considering about your expected outcomes of the research. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Moving towards our next question. So that's the end of all the questions. We are going to move towards the end of this session. So I would like to thank you, Dr. Parimal Sarkar and Dr. Herath, for your wonderful presentations. I hope that our participants have got the valuable information on R&D and research publication provided by both of you. We are moving towards the end of our today's session. Over to the host of this session for next proceedings and concluding remarks.
Okay.
Mohammad Raji.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Naseer, for moderating our event. And I also would like to thank Dr. Sarkar and Dr. Herath for the wonderful sharing of knowledge. Thank you so much. I would like to also thank AAOU President, Professor Ojat Darojat, for his remarks on today's event. And of course, I would like to thank you, all the audiences that are participating today. Now, on behalf of the Secretary General, I would like to hand over the certificates for our speakers and moderators virtually. First, to Dr. Parimal Sarkar, thank you for your contribution to this event. I present to you your certificate as a keynote speaker.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And next, to Dr. Herath, I would also like to thank you for your contribution for this event, and I present to you your certificate as a keynote speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Mohammed, and thank you, AAOU Secretariat. Thank you.
You're welcome. And last but not least, Dr. Naseer, I would like to thank you for moderating this event, and I present to you your certificate as moderator.
Thank you to you and the AAOU Secretariat for providing me this opportunity to moderate this session.
Yes, thank you so much. We hope that the next time we will also collaborate in other events and things.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Yes. Next, we have dearest participants. Before we conclude everything off, please allow me to give you several important announcements before we finish. First, I would like to announce that next year, the 38th AAOU Annual Conference will be hosted by the Open University of China in Beijing, China from the 20th until the 23rd of October 2025. So please mark your calendars and hopefully we can see you there in person. And I would like to also remind our participants that on each conference, we have a conference fellowship program, which covers the registration fee of the conference. So if you are interested, please subscribe to our AAOU mailing list, which link you can see in the screen now on the bottom in the yellow color. Yes. Next, I would like to also proudly inform you that the AAOU journal, or AAOUJ, is now indexed in Scopus Q1. We are pleased to invite you, our participants, to submit your paper to our journals because those whose papers are published may get the chance of a fellowship where you are exempted from the conference registration fee. So please, if you're interested, head over to the link here on the screen. Now, finally, ladies and gentlemen, please fill out the feedback form link shown on the screen. Filling the form is a requirement to receive the certificate for this lecture. Please take a picture or write down the link as soon as possible because the screen will be removed after 15 minutes. And with that, I would like to once again thank all the participants of this event, the AAOU leaders, speakers, and all the audiences that are present today. I hope that we have learned a lot together, and we will see you all in the next lecture series. Goodbye and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Herath, Dr. Naseer, and also Dr.
Thank you, sir. May I leave, sir?
Yeah. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.